Hi everyone, I'm Kate Kennedy and I'm here with day 64 of 100 Days of Kane, PA. And Kane is a place for people of all ages. So today we're going to talk with Nancy Mays, who shares how she's been spending her time since her retirement from Stackpole 21 years ago. So I'm going to go ahead and move you around. We're going to walk right on over here and say hello to you. Hi Nancy.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Hey, thank you so much for allowing us to talk with you. And before we get into how you're spending your time these days, I'd like to start by talking about just your background. So, were you born in Kane?
I was born on Grieve Street in Kane.
You were born on Grieve Street in Kane. And did you grow up on Grieve Street?
No, I grew up down below the community hospital,
What was that?
which they called Northwest.
Northwest. So down below the hospital, so on 6, past the hospital. Northwest, they call it.
Northwest, yeah, they call it Northwest.
What year did you graduate high school?
1954.
Okay, and then what happened? What did you do next?
Well, I got married when I was 18 years old in September and went to California the next day.
You did? What brought you to California?
My husband was a Marine,
So you went there to the
so we were there 2.5 years.
okay, to the Marine Barracks out in California. That must have been a change for you.
It was.
And you came back to Kane after you were there for 2.5 years.
Yeah, I had my first child.
All right. So all your kids were born here in Kane.
Yes.
And where did you primarily live when you moved back?
Well, we first moved to Kane, but then we moved to James City, and we've been to James City for probably a good 60 years.
Oh, okay. So that's where you've had your home.
Yeah, we've been there 60 years at least.
And you were working during the time that you were raising your children too. So where were some of the places that you worked?
Well, I worked at Houston Electronics, and then I went to Stackpole, and I worked in shipping until I went into the lab, and then I tested their material in the lab.
How many years were you at Stackpole?
A good 30 years, off and on.
And that's where you ended up retiring from, huh?
I retired from Stackpole, yeah.
How long-
It was really Sierra Magnet,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. And then how long ago was that you retired?
Oh, I was 62 years old.
So about 21 years.
Yeah,
then, huh?
21 years ago.
And you've been keeping yourself busy, though, even in your retirement years.
Very busy.
So let's go ahead and talk about some of the ways that you fill your time. And I know when we were talking earlier, one of the most, the longest ways that you've been involved has been through your church.
Yes.
Where do you go to church and what are the ways you're involved?
Well, I go to the United Methodist Church, and I belong to the Mary Circle, and I belong to the Armstrong Sunday School class.
And what are some of the activities that you guys do?
Well, we're making Easter eggs every year.
Tell us about that. That is so interesting. So which group is that you do the Easter
The
eggs
Sunday
with?
School class, the Armstrong class.
And how long ago did that start?
I'd say about 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay, and when you say Easter eggs, what do you mean?
We make the candy, and we have lots of different flavors, and then we cover them with chocolate.
All right. And so what are some of the flavors that you have?
We have peanut butter, we have butter pecan, we have buttercream, we have chocolate nut, maple nut, cappuccino, raspberry, cherry. That's all I can think of right now.
I'm sure. I mean, that's already a lot. So that must take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so you and a group of women that are in the Sunday school class do this together. How often do you get together to make those?
Well, we start right before Lent, and we get, because they have Lenten suppers, so we want to sell them. So we have to have some ready when we do the Lenten suppers.
Right,
So-
right. And so then what days of the week do you meet and how often do you do that?
Usually Mondays we mix, and then usually later in the week we'll cover.
Okay.
And then we have to wrap them. Of course, we have wraps that we put them in. And
That sounds like such a task. So every week for the whole period of Lent, you guys are gathering at least twice a week to make these and selling them to raise money for your church. Is there a special recipe that you use?
well, we have Edie Gearhart's recipe,
That sounds good.
but we don't always follow her recipe. But she's happy that we used her recipe.
Yeah,
so.
she was the basis.
She's in the home.
Yeah.
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 So.
Well, that is really special. And did you say that's been going on about 6 years now?
About that, yeah.
What a great way to spend time together. Are there other things or stories that you have about your time at your church, whether it's with the
Well,
Sunday school or?
We meet in the kitchen Sunday school class.
do you?
We met there probably for 60 years.
Oh, wow.
At least. Yeah, and it was named after Minnie Armstrong. And she lived across from the Cummings Funeral Home. And she was an old maid, and that's who our Sunday school class is named after, Minnie Armstrong.
And you would meet in the kitchen. And do you still meet in the kitchen?
Yes, we still meet in the kitchen.
Oh, that's such a special thing. I love that.
Still.
Yeah, and so that's something you got involved with 60 years ago, but that's what you still do to this day in your retirement.
And of course, we have the Mary Circle, and we meet once a month with that.
And what are some of the things that you do?
Oh, one of the things we do is try to remember our shut-ins, and if there's any project, well, like the Lenten suppers, we do the Lenten suppers too.
And when you raise money with the Easter eggs or the suppers or whatever, what does that money go toward?
Well, lots of different things. We buy the palms for Palm Sunday. We do radio broadcasts. We might buy flowers in somebody's name. We've given money for flood buckets. That's one of the things that the church likes to, have flood buckets ready when people have floods.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
they go to a central place. Right now I can't name it, but
Yeah. Yeah, well, what a great way to spend your time through your church. But other ways you've been keeping yourself busy during retirement. For a while, you were involved with the quilting club. Can you tell us some stories about that?
Well, I really enjoyed going, but then when you get behind, you get too many projects going, and it's hard to get them finished. But I did make the Underground Railroad quilt.
What was that?
Well, each quilt told the story about the Underground Railroad.
How special.
Yeah.
Do you still have that quilt?
Yes, I still have it.
And you also have another quilt that meant a lot to you that you gave away.
I made a calendar quilt.
Yeah? Who'd you give it to?
I gave it to my granddaughter when she graduated from college.
What a special gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the quilting club is still around probably, right?
Yeah, they still meet, yeah.
Yep.
Anybody needs quilting things, I've got them.
They can ask you and you can help them out. Okay, so we have your church, the quilting club. You also have just this year celebrated a big reunion year, 65 years. So your classmates are still an important part of your life. Will you tell us a little bit about your reunions?
Well, when we had our 45th, we had a very special committee, and we've kind of stuck together. And we've met every year on Alumni Weekend and had picnic or some kind of a get-together. Lately, it's been at the Kane Manor.
So on a different day than the actual reunion,
Yeah,
your
usually.
class will have a special get-together.
On Alumni Weekend.
And do you have a nickname for your class?
Yes.
What is it?
We're the 54 Huggers.
Who came up with that, and why is that your name?
John Zook and Jimmy Gibson came up with that name.
I love it. It's because you guys all probably get along so well, and you just want to give each other hugs. Very nice. And then finally, another way that you're involved is here at the Senior Center.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and tell us some stories?
Well, it's just nice to get together. We all look after each other, and we've always got a prayer chain going. And I was involved in the kitchen for a while, but then I got some rheumatoid arthritis, so I can't do that anymore. But
So when you were involved with the kitchen, what does that mean? You were helping make the meals? Or?
yeah, you get the meals ready. The meals come from Roulette,
Okay.
and then we have a nice steamer in there. They put them in,
Very
and they
nice.
serve them. They have a committee, a couple people each day.
So Monday through Friday, the Senior Center is open, and there's lunch available. And is it a discounted rate for seniors?
Yes,
or-
discounted rate. Yeah.
But people can come more than just lunch, right? What are some of the other ways that...
And once a month they have a birthday party on
Oh.
a Saturday night.
that sounds like fun. What do
Yeah.
you do there?
Well, they bring tureens. Everybody brings a tureen. and they celebrate everybody's birthday for that month.
Oh, how much fun on a Saturday night. That's great. And then before and after lunch, there are activities to do too. What are some of the things that people can get involved
Well,
in?
they started a supper club, so we're going to go out, whoever wants to, and go out for supper once a month.
Very nice.
And next week we're going to Docksiders.
Oh, that'll be fun. Get out on the town with your friends here. And then I heard there's exercise classes.
Yeah, I try to do that. That's twice a week. On Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 to 10.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
and even just walking in here, people are hanging out, drinking coffee, doing puzzles. It's just a nice place for people to come spend their day.
Yeah, anybody can stop in and have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to share about either the senior center or the ways that you spend your time here in retirement?
No, I can't think of anything else.
Well, I have a question for you. You've been in Kane a lot of years, well, the Kane area. What is it that you love about Kane?
The people.
Yeah.
I like the people.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
And you found some good ones around here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Everybody's, kind of close in here. And, same way for the Sunday school class and classmates.
Yeah. Well, you found ways to stay connected to people, and that is really important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very good. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No?
You did a great job. So thank you so much for sharing with us today. It was really great talking with you. And we'll be talking with you again soon.
And my poor mouth kept drying.
Oh, you did excellent. All right, everyone. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't you just love knowing all the ways that people can stay connected to one another, even after they're done working or, out of the workforce, that they can still find places to go and ways to get involved here in Kane. So many valuable resources for so many different people. And, people of all ages have ways to get connected. So I would love to hear from you. What are the ways that you spend your time here in Kane? So go ahead and comment below. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you again tomorrow for day 65.